Topic: Investigation procedure in pharmaceuticals. Standard operating procedure. Objective of subject. The objective of this standard operating procedure, SOP, is to determine the root causes of product quality and/or patient safety issues by utilizing a standard methodology to arrive at actionable conclusions so as to prevent recurrence in procedure. Scope of theme. This SOP is applicable for investigation of quality and system issues, for example, but not limited to deviations, market complaints, product failures, etc. This SOP is not applicable for preliminary laboratory investigations associated with out-of-specification, OOS, and out-of-trend, OOT, results. However, specific process investigation or laboratory investigation shall be handled through this SOP. Basic consideration of procedure. Investigation report basic requirements. Objective. Background. Scope. Responsibility. Investigation results and discussion. Additional experiment data. Root cause, probable root cause. Impact assessment. Risk assessment. COPPA. Conclusion. List of exchequer. Responsibility. Investigation initiator, owner. Initiates an investigation. Record defines the short description, objective and scope of an investigation. Select responsible person for conducting investigation. In case of CQMS shutdown/breakdown, uploads the document files to CQMS after restoration and submits the original documents to QA/documentation for archival. Responsible person, investigation owner. Forms the investigation team and identify required resources. Designs and executes the investigation plan and approach. Utilizes investigative tools as appropriate. Identifies causes of quality issues. Conducts an impact analysis based on the investigation findings, documents investigation results, root causes and impact analysis. Quality assurance and departmental head. Reviews and approves investigation records. Determines adequacy, completeness and risk classification. Ensures that adequate resource allocation are made to conduct investigations. Abbreviations and definitions. CQMS, COPPA Quality Management System, a software for management of quality management system elements like COPPA, OS, deviations, OET, etc. ICH, International Conference on Harmonization of Technical Requirements for the Registration of Pharmaceuticals for Human Use. MI, Manufacturing Instruction. PI, Packaging Instruction. SDP, Standard Test Procedure. Acceptance Criteria, the product specifications and acceptance, rejection criteria, such as acceptable quality level and unacceptable quality level, with an associated sampling plan, that are necessary for making a decision to accept or reject a lot or batch, or any other convenient subgroups of manufactured units. The criteria a system or process must meet to satisfy a test or other requirements. Corrective action, action taken to eliminate the cause of an existing nonconformity, defect or other undesirable situation, in order to prevent recurrence. Preventive action, action taken to eliminate the cause of a potential nonconformity, defect or other undesirable situation, in order to prevent occurrence. Deviation, failure to comply with approved SOP, ME, PI, BPR, SDP and/or any established policy or procedure. Non-conforming material, material that does not meet specified acceptance criteria. Critical, an issue that has caused or has high probability of causing adverse impact on product safety, quality, identity, potency or purity. Major, an issue that has potential to cause adverse impact on product safety, quality, identity, potency or purity. Minor, an issue that does not impact on product safety, quality, identity, potency or purity. Subject matter expert, SME, an individual who is educated, trained and/or highly experienced in a particular field or subject matter. Initiator, an individual who initiates investigation record. Human error, an inappropriate or undesirable human decision or behavior that reduces, or has the potential for reducing, effectiveness, safety, or system performance. Human error can be further classified into following gaps: attention, understanding, procedural, behavioral, and skill. Elimination, eliminate the possibility of error. This can be accomplished by eliminating the task. Replacement, change the current process by replacing it with one that is more reliable. Replace human inspection with automated 100% inspection at the source. Install barcode scanners and install mechanical limiting devices or PLC programs so that a process cannot exceed a specified range. Facilitation, make the process easier to perform. Redesign forms so they are easier to complete. Use dedicated storage areas to reduce the possibility of mix-ups. Reduce material handling. And every movement is an opportunity to make a mistake and add pictures to procedures. Detection, improve detection by adding new or better sensors. Do this at the source if possible. Understand that a corrective action that improves detection is inherently weaker than a corrective action that eliminates the problem. Why? Because detection does not prevent defects, it just prevents escapes. Mitigation, minimize the effect of the error. This is typically the weakest form of corrective action. Usually your product designs are constrained. Probably the only way to mitigate is to sort or rework, and sort and or rework should be viewed as an interim step, not a permanent corrective action. Procedure control. General instruction, a validated electronic system that is CQMS shall be used for implementation of investigation procedure. A paper-based system as a part of business continuity plan shall be applicable for management of investigations in case of electronic system shutdown/breakdown. An investigation may be required by any of the following processes in order to determine root causes: deviations, non-conformances, failures, product quality complaints, product recalls or return of goods, audit findings, periodic product quality reviews, ineffective corrective and preventive actions, CAPA, any other product quality or patient safety related issues, review findings, etc. Procedure control. Business workflow of investigation can be well explained by the following flowchart. Starting from investigation followed by QA approval, root cause analysis, risk classification and justification of investigation through up to closure of investigation. Initiation of investigation. An investigation record can be initiated by the investigation initiator, deviation owner, QA, who intend to investigate an identified quality issue. The initiator shall initiate an investigation record and logs the following information, but not limited to: short description, name of responsible person who shall perform the investigation, objective and scope as applicable, assigned unique identification, sequential number. The investigation record shall be submitted to the responsible person for further execution. Investigation plan and approach. Responsible person shall acknowledge and complete the following: hypotheses, investigation plan and approach, required resources, materials, equipment, facilities and personnel, required data, existing, intended analytical techniques. Investigation team propose hypothesis for root causes finding and consider following elements during hypothesis development: environmental monitoring excursions, raw material non-conformance/appropriateness, process deviations, effectiveness, equipment, instrument failure, material, product mishandling, storage condition excursion, calibration excursions and non-conformances, test method failure and GMP non-compliances, historical frequency of similar issues and prior actions taken. Investigation technique. Analysis objective. Possible analysis methods, tools. Primary use, applicability. Issue analysis. Affinity diagram. To creatively generate a large number of ideas, issues, and then to organize and summarize natural groupings among them in order to understand the essence of a problem and breakthrough solutions. Brainstorming. To creatively and efficiently generate a high volume of ideas on any topic. Trend analysis. Check sheet. To systematically record and compile data from historical sources, or observations as they occur, so that patterns and trends can be clearly detected and shown. Control charts. To monitor, control, and improve process performance over time by studying variation and its source. Process capability. To determine if a process, given its natural variation, is capable of meeting established customer requirements or specifications. Run chart. To study observed performance data for trends or patterns over a specified period of time. Investigation technique. Pattern analysis. Check sheet. To systematically record and compile data from historical sources, or observations as they occur, so that patterns and trends can be clearly detected and shown. Flow charts. To identify the actual flow or sequence of events in a process and to show the complexity, problem areas, redundancy, unnecessary loops, and places where simplification/standardization is possible. Histograms. To summarize process data that has been collected over a period of time to graphically present its frequency distribution in bar form. Matrix diagram. To systematically identify, analyze, and rate the presence and strength of relationships between two or more sets of data. Normal test plots. To investigate whether process data exhibit the standard normal bell curve or Gaussian distribution. Also, called as normal probability plots, normal quartile plots. Pareto charts. To focus efforts on the problems that offers the greatest potential for improvement by showing their relative frequency or size in a descending bar graph. Radar chart. To visually show in one graphic the size of gaps among a number of both current organization performance areas and ideal performance areas. Investigation execution technique. Potential source of issue. Possible data sources. General sources. Historical trends, including previous investigations, if any, interview of associated personnel, annual product quality review, recalls, return goods. Environmental monitoring excursions. Microbiological test data, temperature and humidity monitorial data. Raw material non-conformance/appropriateness. Raw material receiving logs and records, raw material test procedure, raw material test reports. Process deviations/effectiveness. Validation records, batch process records of affected batches and previously manufacturing batches using the same equipment/room, change control history and log, stability data, process package, development report. Equipment, instrument failure. Preventive maintenance and breakdown record, equipment, instrument usage log. Equipment, instrument data printouts. Material, product mishandling. Packaging records, shipping records. Storage condition excursion. Storage facility, chamber monitoring record. Calibration and nonconformance. Calibration and nonconformance records. Test method failure. Analytical test data, analytical method validation report. GMP non-compliances. Personnel training records, deviation record. Human error gaps category, issues and actions. Gap category. Related issues. Actions to be taken. Attention. Allocation to job. Improper job distribution and working shift. Demonstrating training. On-the-job training, OJT. Understanding. Communication. Ineffective training. Lack of process knowledge. Workflow where possible. Retraining. Procedural. Complex procedure. In detail procedure. Introduce double check. Procedure review and correction. Behavioral. Attitude. Indiscipline. No supervisor. Motivational training. Job rotation. Skill. Lack of knowledge and skill. Improper job allocation. Improper capability development. Technical training. Skill and will. Sharing know-how and best practice. Corrective action, preventative action, CAPA. As applicable, in order of decreasing effectiveness as mentioned below. 1. Elimination. 2. Replacement. 3. Facilitation. 4. Detection. 5. Mitigation. Investigations considered the following, as applicable. 1. Equipment. 2. Facility issue. 3. Procedural issues. 4. Personnel error. 5. Raw materials, components. 6. Environmental controls. 7. Validation, qualification status of equipment. Investigation closure procedure. Complete the investigation summary. Recommended CAPAs, potential controls to assess, mitigate, and reduce the risk of recurrence. Recommended preventive actions. Potential risks identified as an outcome of the investigation. Process for communicating risk to impacted areas. Proposed plan for monitoring risk moving forward. Investigations shall be completed within 25 calendar days from the date of the investigation creation in system. Investigation report skeletal structure. We can conclude the following below formats in tabular form for details investigational report. Table 1. Investigation report. Title. Block/department. Page No. X of Y. Table 2. Function. Designation. Name. Sign. Date. Prepared by. Reviewed by. Approved by. Table 3. Table of contents. S. No. Description. Page No. Keep on, happy learning. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Liking and subscribing my channel. AIM Knowledge Mantra.